so-called Debo. You know what happened to Debo at the end of the movie? He got hit with a brick. Debo might get hit with a brick. Talk some Latins and Spanish people. Nah, don't pick on them. Pick on me. Debo got hit with a brick. Y'all already know how. Yeah, Debo, where you at? He scared this brick.
Yeah, where Debo? Hey, where Debo at? Where he at? Where he at? Yeah, they say he the one tearing up the town. Yeah, I'm here for him. Yeah. Oh, I'm here for his ass. Where Debo at? Don't run. Don't run, Bill. Don't run. Don't run. Make that fight happen. And we heard a little bit. Y'all had a conversation. Keyshawn was like, after I knock this boy out, can we get it done? And you were just like, yeah, I honor what we talked about in the DMs and all that. Yeah, honor it, Bill.
Haney versus Davis, the fight boxing needs, the drama nobody asked for, and the brick that started it all. Let's get one thing straight before we dive into this glorious mess of trash talk, boxing politics, and Friday movie references.
Hey, where the hell Debo at? Talk all that shit, man. Where Devin? Where Debo at? So-called Debo. Where Devin at? Where Debo? You ain't see him? Nigga hot, man. Debo. Hey, Debo. What the hell man? Do it.
What the hell he was doing? I told you to go chase some goddamn chickens. I told you was gonna need to be able to pick up them feet and punch coming forward without falling the fuck over. Yeah, you fell in. Keyshawn ain't gonna fall in on your ass unless he want to. Yeah, Keyshawn can throw punches as he's entering mid-range and still keep his damn distance. And he can bag up out of range if he need to at the same time. He can go backwards, forward, side to side, whatever, man, like some damn switches. Yeah, on the 62 Impala, baby. Yeah. Oh, he got that power, too. Oh, he got that power. All that, hey, clinching, hugging and stuff. I'm telling you, yeah, I already know, Bill, you don't want none of no damn Keyshawn. I know you don't want none. Hey, I know Dev will fight anybody. Dev crazy as hell. Yeah,
Keyshawn Davis is not here to play nice. The Norfolk native hopped on Instagram Live with the kind of energy that most fighters save for the last 30 seconds of a championship round. And he came locked, loaded, and apparently armed with cinematic knowledge. When Davis looked into that camera and told Devin Haney that he was going to convincingly defeat him. Not just to beat him, not just outpoint him, but convincingly dismantle him.
He's gonna be the next one. Yeah, and he did exactly what he said he was gonna do. He was gonna stop Ortiz, and he stopped his ass. Shit. I thought it was gonna be a lot harder than that. He stopped his ass easy. Keyshawn ran through Ortiz. Shit, Ortiz didn't know what to do. Ortiz was like, ain't nothing working. Ain't nothing working. What can I do? Let me switch southpaw. Bing, 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 bing. Let me go orthodox. Bing, bing, bing. Let me try to get in my rhythm. Bing, bing. Let me try to change guard. Bing, 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 bing. I mean, everything he did, it got taken away from his. And that's the same thing that's gonna happen to freaking Devin Haney. He get in there with Keyshawn Davis. Everything you do. I know your every move, Dev. I know your every move, Dev. Yeah, I do. I do know your every move, Dev. For real. And you don't think Keyshawn know it? Keyshawn sees it. He see what he can do to get your...
The boxing world collectively sat up straighter. Then he went ahead and compared Haney to Debo from Friday. And honestly, at that point, you couldn't write better promotional material if you tried. He even joked about hitting Haney with a brick. A brick. The audacity. The creativity. The absolute theatrical commitment to the bit. Whether you're a Davis fan, a Haney loyalist, or just a casual viewer who stumbled into this drama completely by accident, you have to admit.
You know, his style.
I can't hear you, Coach. Smash the like button, yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yep.
I said that particular style, Keyshawn remind me of. He looked just like Nigel Ben, Conor Ben's dad.
How so?
The style he was fighting, the way he was, you know, he didn't look like his defense wasn't as tight when he his previous fights. But he did overall. He did good.
Right. You know, obviously a statement when Jermaine Ortiz never been stopped, but at the same time calls out Devin Haney at the end of the...
Yeah, I think he should get a couple more rounds in before, he go at Devin Haney. But, if he feel like he can take him, let him get at him, Yeah, let him get at him.
Are you looking at it more like that 12-round experience type deal?
Yeah.
Getting the rounds in?
Get some rounds in, Get some rounds in.
When you listen to and then, there's back and forth going with them too. Devin saying that, he would like to fight, the little brother before the big brother. What's your thoughts on that? I think there was a tweet saying that Shakur, I don't want to step on Devin Haney's toes. I'm going to let Keyshawn get Devin Haney. A lot of people had lots to say about it. They're saying that, listen, they're breaking down the rankings with two.
This man knows how to build a moment. But here's where things get deliciously complicated, because this isn't just about one wild Instagram live session. This is about a potential matchup that has been simmering on the back burner of the lightweight and super lightweight division for months now, slowly building heat, slowly gathering steam, slowly turning into the kind of fight that fans
is actively pursuing and calling out Devin, which I actually like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, right? Because again, my issue is do it when it makes sense. This time it makes sense. Right here, I have it pulled up. Keyshawn Davis. He didn't do just one, but he did 2 videos popping it and getting at Devin Haney.
Hey, I'm gonna whoop your ass, so-called Debo. You know what happened to Debo at the end of the movie? He got hit with a brick. Debo might get hit with a brick. Talk some Latins and Spanish.
Demand with increasing desperation the longer it doesn't happen. Davis has been everywhere. Interviews, social media, call-outs, press appearances, doing the promotional work that some established champions never even bother with. He is out here grinding the hype machine with his bare hands, and the remarkable thing is that it's working. The public interest is real. The pressure is mounting. And every time Davis opens his mouth with another bold declaration, another cheeky comparison, another dramatic promise of dominance, the fight
with a brick. And I ain't playing. You know I ain't playing. Hit with a brick. Hit. Bell. So organic, so genuine. Pick on me. I want you to pick on me. Tell Debo come this way. What you talking about? You know what Craig did to him.
Wow.
Hey. So-called.
Hey, I ain't gonna front. The hit part was kind of funny.
Hey. I'm gonna whoop your ass. Hey.
It becomes harder and harder for anyone to ignore. Now, let's talk about the allegations. And yes, we are absolutely calling them allegations. That Davis leveled at Haney beyond the Friday jokes. Because buried underneath the entertainment and the theatrics was something far more pointed and provocative. Davis suggested with complete conviction.
The question and everything, I mentioned that Haney responded. Did you read his response? Or did anyone ever bring it to your attention?
Yeah, where he said that they've thought about it, but because of Ellie.
Yeah.
Look,
he doesn't want Ellie.
I've had a lot of conversations with his dad, and he's always told me that he would love to get some good work here in my gym. And believe me, fighters like Haney, who train hard, very dedicated, very disciplined. I think that thing that might be missing is a gym where you're gonna have competition, where you're gonna have fighters that want to kick your ass. That's the kind of competition that makes you better. That's why you just seen Duarte's fucking sparring session. We got 2 guys that want to beat.
That Devin Haney has been overly protected throughout his career. That word, protected, lands like a thunderclap in boxing circles because it carries with it a mountain of implication. It means careful matchmaking. It means strategic opponent selection. It means building a record in such a way that the losses don't come until the fighter is supposedly ready for them. And Davis didn't stop there. he went ahead and pulled back the curtain even further by suggesting that Haney leans heavily, perhaps too heavily, on the guidance and direction of his father and trainer, Bill Haney. Now, working closely with your father is not inherently a criticism.
That's one thing, that's the advice I always give him. You want to be the best in the gym. You guys are all teammates, you guys are all friends. But inside the ring, you want to be better than whoever's in front of you. So that's what Haney, I would like to see from Haney, because I like Haney, I like his dad. They've always respected me. So, you know, a gym where he's going to get real work, not sparring partners that are there to do what you tell them to do, that are there to get their ass kicked. No, I think he needs sparring partners that are going to try to kick his ass. Not because I want to train him, but just to improve him, because I like him as a person. I like his dad as a person. They've always been really, really good people to me. So that's the conversations we've had before, coming over and sparring. You know, he's got his reason maybe, but Eli comes once a week, once every 2 weeks.
But in the context Davis was framing it, the message was clear. Devin Haney has never had to figure things out entirely on his own. And when the pressure gets truly unbearable, that dependence becomes a vulnerability. And then came the most explosive grenade Davis tossed into the conversation. His suggestion that Haney has not truly mentally come to terms with what Ryan Garcia did to him. That loss, that shocking, stunning, confusing, complicated loss that the boxing world is still processing and debating. Davis essentially implied that Haney is carrying that weight.
Keep him on the outside, or because these guys are kind of like more similar size.
No, it's gonna be a little bit of both. They're gonna get inside and outside. It's gonna be clean at times and it's gonna be nasty at times. It's gonna be a good fight because Keyshawn is going to push for it to be a good fight.
I mean, what does this say about Devin Haney even even wanting to fight Keyshawn Davis, knowing a guy that only has 14 fights, only had one title?
Devin Haney has to do these things. If not, then what are we talking about Devin Haney for? Devin Haney, they're not going to let Devin Haney just fight any old guy. So come on, we got to be real about the situation. Devin Haney needs these guys, and these guys need Devin Haney. So I like what Devin Haney is doing because he's keeping the smoke thick. You know what I'm saying?
What are the upsides when it comes down to Keyshawn in this stylistic matchup that you see that
he hasn't fully accepted what happened or processed it in a way that makes him stronger? That is a psychological attack disguised as boxing commentary, and it is devastatingly effective promotional strategy regardless of whether it's true. Because now every time someone looks at Haney, there's a question lingering in the background. Is he okay? Is he whole? Is he the same fighter who was once considered one of the most technically gifted boxers on the planet?
And that's what Dev go by. So Keyshawn, actually, as you see in this video, he went to the actual house from the movie. And he's saying, I'm looking for Debo Dev. Then he picks up a brick and he says, you remember what happened to Debo at the end? He got hit with this brick. Then Keyshawn says, I'm going to hit Devin Haney with one of these bricks. At the end of his fight with Jermaine Ortiz, he called out Devin Haney. Devin Haney is seeking out a big name. Legacy fights is what Devin Haney is, where he's at the age of 27 years old.
Enter Timothy Bradley, former world champion, respected analyst, and a man who has seen enough championship-level boxing to know when a young fighter has something genuinely special. And Bradley's assessment of Keyshawn Davis was not subtle. Bradley praised Davis's skill set with real enthusiasm, highlighting specifically his ability to move in all directions. Not just backward, not just laterally, but in every dimension of the ring simultaneously. That kind of multi-directional movement is extraordinarily difficult to develop and even more difficult to deal with as an opponent.
Competitive matchup.
This is great promotion by Keyshawn Davis. He's not backing down. I thought he was going to back out because he started talking about Louis Crocker, his first fight at 140 against Louis Crocker, then Devin Haney later. He's pressing the gas now. This is what I like. If you know anything about father trainer manager, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, Bill Haney, oh, you know he's already cooking this up. He's already getting the contract and everything straightened out. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure. You know Devin Haney's on board. After Keyshawn called him out after the fight, Devin Haney and me.
Because it makes a fighter unpredictable and constantly forces adjustments mid-round. Bradley also validated something that Davis has been saying all along. that his punching power is legitimate, not manufactured, not exaggerated for promotional purposes, real fight-changing power that has shown up in actual competition. But Bradley didn't just praise Davis and leave Haney's team alone. He went ahead and questioned the strategic direction of Haney's corner, suggesting that the people around Devin may not be setting him up for continued success at the highest level. And then he dropped perhaps the most alarming comparison of the entire conversation. He suggested Haney could face similar difficulties against Davis as Jermaine Ortiz did. If you watched what Davis did to Ortiz, you understand exactly why that comparison should make Haney's camp very uncomfortable. Ortiz is not a bad fighter. Ortiz has skills. And Davis made him look like he was operating in a completely different dimension of the sport. Speaking of Ortiz, Kenny Ellis, a trainer with a balanced, thoughtful perspective, acknowledged that Davis's performance against Jermaine Ortiz was genuinely impressive. He wasn't dismissive of what Davis showed. He wasn't trying to downplay the young fighter's talent or potential. But Ellis raised a crucial question that often gets steamrolled in the excitement of hype and call-outs and Instagram lives. Is Davis truly ready for a full 12-round war against a seasoned, elite-level opponent like Haney? Ellis urged patience. He suggested Davis would benefit enormously from gaining more experience, specifically in the later rounds of the fights, in those deep waters where championship boxing is ultimately decided. Because wanting the fight and being ready for the fight are two entirely different conversations. And Ellis was mature enough to separate them, even when everyone else was caught up in the drama. Then there's Robert Garcia, one of the most respected trainers in the entire sport, who offered a fascinating perspective not on Davis, but on what Haney himself might need right now. Garcia suggested that Haney could genuinely benefit from immersing himself in a fiercely competitive gym environment. The kind of place where every sparring session is a war, where nobody is giving you anything, where the fighters around you are constantly pushing you to your absolute limit. The implication is striking. Even someone of Haney's caliber, even a former undisputed champion with Haney's technical gifts, can stagnate without the right environment. Garcia wasn't tearing Haney down, he was pointing at something that great champions often overlook. That growth requires friction, and comfort is the enemy of evolution. And finally, Greg Hackett stepped into the conversation with a fight prediction that somehow managed to be both technical and completely thrilling. Hackett is predicting fireworks. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, the fight that everyone is apparently talking about hasn't even been officially announced yet. That's the beautiful, chaotic, dramatic reality of boxing in 2025. The theater often outpaces the action, and the Instagram live sessions occasionally do more promotional work than entire press tour campaigns. Whether Haney and Davis eventually share a ring remains to be seen. But one thing is absolutely certain. Keyshawn Davis has already won the war of words, the war of attention, and the war of who wants it more in the public conversation. The brick joke sealed it.